I'm joined by Congress Neta Ajay Kumar on this. Mr. Ajay Kumar, on our screens right now is the original Sarnath Lion capital, the Ashoka pillar, from which, according to the government, this was the inspiration. Will this now perhaps end the face-off that the Congress is alleging that this is government trying to change the national emblem? The government is saying it's the same. Look at the original one.
No, I think the government is saying, I mean, look at the original one. So I don't know which is which one they're looking at. The other question, the simple issue is, the original national emblem is defined apart from the lion. It has got the Ashoka chakra, then it's got the lion, the bull, and in the base. And below that is Satyamev, Jayate, right? Now that is the Ashoka emblem, which is the national emblem. The official national emblem is called Satyamev Jayate. Now BJP has never believed in Satya, so problem is that. Problem is how is it identical? I mean, everybody who's seen it says it's not identical, and then BJP says, will the controversy? And my question is, first of all, was the replica identical to what is the Ashoka pillar in Sarnath? No. Whether it has Satyamev Jayate below the at the base below the Ashoka chakra? No. And it has the Prime Minister without calling of the opposition leaders for the function. So every way it is the typical...
So what is the main objection? Because now it appears one by one there are issues coming up. Earlier it was, why did the PM inaugurate? Then why did the opposition not invited? Then the emblem looks different. Now it is Satyamev Jayate bhi nahi hai, niche likha hua.
The question is, it's not one by one. If somebody is listening to us, where's the question? The Ashoka emblem is a standard emblem. It is defined standardly. Where is the question of one by one? The national emblem is defined by the Act of Parliament. The definition is clear. Now, if they are not ready to follow it, it's not one by one. There are a bunch of see, they believe in changing history, and this is how they operate. I mean, they have no idea about what is history. Their fundamental job is to continue. No, one sec, I'll complete. The fundamental job is, it is okay for them to change the national emblem because they're so used to changing history, which is not true. So same thing, they have no respect for the national emblems, the national symbol, the constitution. Anybody would have seen what is the national emblem and followed it to the word and the spirit.
Why do you, sir, as Congress Neta, refuse to believe or refuse to be convinced by this justification or clarification that has come from the government? What is it that you do not believe or do not buy with this statement from the government?
You are asking me?
Yes, sir. That why is it that you're still not convinced and you do not believe the argument that's coming in from the government that we did not change anything?
Pooja, the national emblem has been very clearly defined. You yourself tell me whether they follow the words which define the national emblem. Have they implemented that? There is also, so that's the first is the national emblem, right? The most important part on the national emblem is the BJP's perennial RSS mindset of twisting history, lying. Godse was never a part of the RSS. This was Veer Savarkar was never took apology. So this another example of the mindset. They continue to because they actually don't have any respect for history, for our traditions. And this is Ashoka pillars. It is not even something to do. It is not the Congress pillar, by the way. You know, it is the Ashoka pillar, which is the pride for the nation and one of the greatest kings of, across the world. And the national emblem is defined. I'm not defining it. It is being defined from 1950, from the time we adopted the constitution. So why don't they follow it? Why didn't they follow it? They can
and what is, and sir, if I may ask, what is your objection to, and so as the opposition is saying, an aggressive looking lion compared to how the opposition is saying it was a benign, gentle looking lion earlier?
You tell me something. Tomorrow, you will say that, let us change the portrait of Gandhi with a wicked smile. I mean, you can do anything, your Gandhiji's face, you won't change, na? You won't change Mahatma Gandhi's face. So, I mean, you can do anything. What is this benign? It's not a question of benign or not benign lion. It's a question of what is in Sarnath, the lions depicted in Sarnath and defined by the constitution of the national emblem is what we need to stick around. I'm telling you, whenever I was being in the government, whenever there is anything to do with the national emblem or national symbols, You make sure it is followed to the dot and the T.
Yes.
Dot all the I's and cross all the T's. I mean, you make sure that it is done in the most sensible, respectful manner, and there is a great deal of what is called diligence.
Why do you think this change is made, Mr. Ajay Kumar?
They're casual. Look, I don't know why they do it. If they did it by mistake, it just shows that they have no focus at all. It's only event management, which is fact. You know, that's possible. It could be a mistake. If they've done it purposely, then it's they're genuinely another example of their evil idea about, to get things done. Even and my fear is, if it's a mistake of an Ashoka Emblem on top of the parliament, then here we have a government who can't even make an Ashoka Emblem properly. Look at and that's what reflects in the joblessness. Reflects in the price rise. Reflects in the hate. They can't even get the national emblem straight on top of the parliament. What will they get the rest of the country straight?
Thank you so much, Ajay Kumar of the Congress Party, for talking in detail about why the Congress still does not believe this clarification. They're saying this is just an attempt constantly, one by one, to make changes. Or was the government even casual about the national emblem sculpture? And this, remember, with the original video, as you see on your screen, in the Sarnath Museum. That's exactly how it used to look. That's the original one. That, and then you see on the corner with the yellow background, that was recently there was the national emblem. Now this is the bronze, massive structure, 9,500 kilogram cast in bronze, which was unveiled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You're watching it, all these images. You decide if there has been a change, noticeable, objectionable or not. Leaving you with these visuals, lots more coming up on the other side of the break at 7 p.m. But this is, remember, the big ferocious face-off that continues between the government and the opposition.